Hey everyone, welcome to logicalanalyst.com where I show you the power of data in digital marketing. So in today's video, we are going to see how to create a Google Optimize account and how to install your Google Optimize account on your website. So let's first start with creating an account. For creating an account in Google Optimize, you just need your Gmail ID through which you can just log in on optimize.google.com and create an account. So let's start doing that. Just click on create account, which will ask you to give a name to the Google Optimize account you're creating. So I am creating a test account here for the video, and after that you will have to give the country name where you actually want it, where you are based, and then accept the terms and conditions, and we are all set to create our Google Optimize account. So the Google Optimize account also has an account structure in which you can create an account and you can have a various containers of your account, which might be for different websites or apps. So I'm going to give this container a name, that is test container, and create the container. Now my Google Optimize account is ready. Now that we have got our account ready, we have some small things to do. So over here, if you can see, it is giving you the progress of the container checklist. This is the container code for the account we've just created. It is telling us to create an experiment now, but for now we will skip this step and we will first try to link our Google Optimize with our Google Analytics property. So just click on link property and you can select the desired property you want to connect your Google Optimize container with. I'm going to connect it with my test property where I do all the experiments, and there is only one view under this property which will be linked, and all the reporting of our experiments will come under the all website data property. In this scenario, you can also select multiple views if you have a lot of views in your container and choose them for the reporting purposes. Now I will hit click. I will click on link to link my Google Analytics property. Now that the Google Analytics property has been successfully linked with the container, it is now telling me to install the Google optimized snippet on my website so that I can go ahead and create my first experiment and get started. So if I click on get snippet, it will give me a piece of code which I will have to install on my website. So about installing Google Optimize, there are several ways in which we can do this. If you are using the old analytics.js code on your website, you will have to add a piece of code above that to start your installation. You can also add a small piece of code if you're using the global site tag as it is showing here. You will just have to add this much of code. So if you go to your Google Analytics property, under the test property and tracking info, get the tracking code. It will show you a global site tag, which if you install on your website, it will start capturing your page view data. All you got to do to install your Google Optimize with the global site tag is to add this piece of information over here after this part, and your Google Optimize will be installed. You can also do your installation with the help of Google Tag Manager. Though using Google Tag Manager for installing Google Optimize can be very easy, as whoever knows the platform can create just one tag and fire it on all pages. But there are some drawbacks of using Google Tag Manager for firing Google Optimize tags, which I will show you now. So let's first try and create a small tag in Google Tag Manager and to fire our optimize code. So I am going to get my code. So this is my container code. I will copy this code from here. And let's create a tag in Google Tag Manager, which will fire our Google Optimize settings. So I will just call it as a Google Optimize tag, installation tag. And under the tag type, I will select the Google Optimize tag type. Over here, it will ask you for the Google Optimize container ID, which I've already copied from Google Optimize, and I will paste it over here. And you will have to select the Google Analytics settings. Now over here, you will have to select the Google Analytics settings for the same property which you have linked your Google Optimize with, so that it becomes easy for Tag Manager to understand which property the data is to be sent. And we will fire this code on all the pages. So we will use the built-in all pages trigger, and we will save this tag for now. We will go to the preview and debug mode. And we will go to our website. So once we go on the website, you can see that the Google Optimize installation tag has fired. So let's check whether our tag has been fired properly. So we will have to run a small diagnostics in Google Optimize, which will check whether all the settings of Google Optimize have been installed properly. So after clicking on going into the Google Analytics property, or let's just create one small experiment, name it as test experiment. We'll create it on the home page just for testing purpose and create. So once we create this, we will have to run diagnostics. So this part over here, you can check whether your Optimize has been installed properly or not. We'll click on run diagnostics over here, which will take us to our website to check whether everything is fine. Now over here, as we can see that it tells us that Optimize is correctly installed. There are no major issues. But if you see under the suggestions section, it is telling us that the page flicker code has not been installed. So this is a small drawback if you install your Google Optimize code with Google Tag Manager, because it just injects your container on the website through the tag management system, but it will not be able to add your page height snippet on the website, which is quite important, because when you're running A/B experiments on any of your page, and you don't have a page height snippet, what happens mostly is whenever a user comes on the website will not be able to hide the original page before showing the experiment page, and it can create a lot of confusion in the visitor's mind, which is not actually good for us. So that is one major issue with Google Tag Manager if you want to install Google Optimize. So it is quite recommended that we install Google Optimize directly on page. And now we are going to see how to do that on page. So let's delete this tag from here and we will install it directly on the website. So for that, what you need, my website currently runs on WordPress. So I can either go to my editor section in the back end of WordPress and install my Google Optimize code. So for now, I'm going to do it with my hosting. So when I go to my file manager under whichever hosting you're using, go to the public FTP root folder, and under that you will have to go in the WP content section where you can go into your theme and select the theme which you're using currently on the website. Click on it. It'll give you all the folders, all the PHP codes. So we have already installed our Google Tag Manager in the header PHP section, which puts the Google Tag Manager code on the heading part of all our web pages. So what we need to do over here is we need to get the snippet for Google Optimize and install it. So first what we are going to do is install the page height snippet, which we will get over here. If you can see, this is the page height snippet. We will copy this. We will add it into our code section. So remember, whenever you add your Google Optimize code on your website, you have to add it above your Google Tag Manager code. So here we have added our page height snippet. We need to add our container ID. We will get this from here. This is our container ID for Google Optimize. So another thing which I would like to tell you is it shows the container ID as GTM or whatever the name is. Please do not get confused between the GTM container ID and the Google Optimize container ID, as they kind of do not have any connection within each other. So they are totally different, and we are going to add the container ID over here. Once we have added the page height snippet, we will now add our page optimize code on the website. So this is our Google Optimize code. We will copy this and add it above, below the page height snippet and above the Google Tag Manager snippet. So here we go. And once we have done this, we will have to save the changes in the header.php file and close the file. Now let's run some diagnostics to check the Google Optimize installation. So now you can see that the Optimize code has been correctly installed. There are no major issues, and the page flickering issue, which was coming under the suggestion section when we installed the Google Optimize code through Google Tag Manager, has gone. So now we can say that our Google Optimize code has been installed accurately, and we are ready to go and start our A/B testing with the help of Google Optimize. So this is it for today, and thank you for watching the video. If you have any suggestions or any views on the video, please do not hesitate to put it under the comments section, and I hope to see you again soon. Please do not forget to subscribe our channel. Thank you so much.